Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here, Saturday, September the 3rd, first Saturday of the month, and devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. So if you can, it's great to try and attend daily Mass if you have a Saturday morning Mass in your parish. And if you can't, to try and keep the devotions to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the first 5 Saturdays. So you'd have to look them up. You can find them very easy on the internet. But it's a great way of cultivating devotion to our Blessed Mothers through the 5 first Saturdays. Okay, so from 1 Corinthians chapter 4, St. Paul here, again, he continues chastising them and trying to correct them. He says, "Nothing beyond what is written, so that none of you will be puffed up in favor of one another. For who sees anything different in you? What do you have that you did not receive? And if you received it, why do you boast as if it were not a gift? Already you have all what you want. Already you have become rich." So he's going after them because they've fallen into this, life is good mentality. And nothing wrong with the fact that life is good. It's not the point, right? It can be misunderstood. But this idea that somehow, because I have so much, I attribute it to my own efforts, and if I have lots of material possessions, I happen to be healthy, life is good, I don't have any concerns. And Paul's saying, you have to realize this is so much on loan from God, it can blind you. So the more you have and the healthier you are, the more you should be committed to serving God and serving your brothers and sisters, because God has allowed you to have health in order for the good of others. He may actually permit you to have sickness, not that God wants anybody to be sick, but clearly he does permit this to happen. But if you are sick, then don't waste it, as Archbishop Sheen used to say, don't waste your suffering, don't waste your sickness. Offer for the good of your brothers and sisters, even reparation for your own past sins. Whatever you have that you have not received, so everything we have is on loan from God. And if we truly tried to cultivate this mentality, we would be giving more thanks, offering more gratitude to God, and looking to how we can invest our gifts for God's glory and the good of our brothers and sisters around us. Over to the Gospel, St. Luke chapter 6. One Sabbath, Jesus was going through the grain fields with his disciples, his disciples plucked some heads of grain, rubbed them in their hands, and ate them. But some of the Pharisees said, "Why are you doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath?" I mean, these guys were unbelievable. And Jesus goes right at them and he says, "Have you not read that what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God and took and ate the bread of the presence." And they knew that, you see. These are the Pharisees, so they accepted these books in the Bible. But they're looking for anything. They're nitpicking. And in this case, they're horrible people looking for a problem, not trying to discover a solution, or really looking into who Jesus is. So Jesus just basically throws it back in their face and say, they're hungry, they have a right to food, all right, if they're starving. And you have an example of this in our scriptures. When David was hungry and his soldiers, and they went and ate their loaves of preparation, the loaves of bread that were there for, presentation, the loaves of presentation. And there was no problem with that because it was a natural need being met. And this is what's happening here. But then he goes on to say something, perhaps they got more than they bargained for, when he says, "Then Jesus said to him, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath." Whoa. Again, it's another clear statement on Jesus' part that I am God and I interpret how the Sabbath is lived out. All right? If you can't at least understand that these men are hungry and they're doing something that therefore is permitted, eating, then know that I am the Lord of the Sabbath. Clearly, he's saying to them, I am God. It may not have impacted them the way we understand it now 2,000 years later, but they probably got it pretty soon, that he was making this bold, audacious, wild claim to be God, Lord of the Sabbath. So this is no free ticket for you and I to misuse the Sabbath. We are called to keep the Lord's Day holy, attend Mass. And if there's no grave reason why we cannot attend Mass, we are obligated to attend Mass. Why shouldn't we want to? It is the Lord's sacrifice, we can receive his body and blood if we're in the state of grace. And if you're not, obviously go to confession. But this is the Lord's sacrifice. It's the greatest privilege that you and I have made available to us while we are here in this world. We should abstain from unnecessary work, from servile work. You know, if you don't have to do it on a Sunday, don't do it. Leave it for the other 6 days of the week. Treat the Sabbath as the Lord's day, the day of the resurrection, as a sacred day to help you then live the next 6 days properly. Don't just treat it as an ordinary day. So today, let us really strive to give thanks to the Lord for this gift that he has granted to us, you know, of the Lord's day. God bless you.